Hello, how's your day? Today is Sunday, or at least for me, currently it's Sunday, which means it's the best opportunity to attempt recording a video. In this one I want to talk about the Night Vendor, more precisely what you get out of it, I mean what I got out of my Night Vendor rolls, because about 1.5 weeks ago we had an event that reduced the cost to only 25 energy per roll, so I used this opportunity to spam it as much as possible on my alts and see if anything has changed from the previous time when I tested this. I will link on the top right corner the previous video made on this topic, just doing Night Vendor rolls, in case you may want to compare this one to the previous results. So for this one, again, I pretty much did two big runs, one of them on the first week, the second one on the second week of the event. Takes about 1 week for my alts to recover their energy. I didn't use all of my alts because they were not all in Heidel, but that's besides the point. So let's talk about what I got. Why not? From the first run, the first test, I did a total of 76 rolls. I'm going to have all of the clips playing in the background in case you want to check them out. Out of these 76 rolls, I bought 65 of them and I skipped 11 items, and out of those skipped I have 2 3 spirit belts, 3 kutums, so pretty lucky, 1 Dandelion weapon, 2 Nuver weapons, 1 Xarka weapon, 2 Maskans, out of which 1 I bought because it actually did turn out to give me some profit, it was very cheap, and 1 Crescent ring. So from the first week, quite a lot of rare items, which kind of goes to show that these days it's very easy to get boss weapons and possibly armors from the Night Vendor. This first week with the 76 rolls costed me a total of 164 million silver, which I will talk about it at the end of the video, I mean what profit I got out of that. Moving on into the second week, after my alts got their energy or most of it back, I did this exact same process again, but this time I had more alts in Heidel because I did more rolls. The second run from the second week had 92 total rolls, so as I said more, out of which I bought 85 and I skipped 7 of them. From those 7 skipped, I had 3 Kutum rolls, 2 Awakening Weapon rolls, I bought actually these 2 awakened boxes, 1 Nuver, another Maskan which I skipped, and 1 Dim 3 Spirit armor. So again, I got Maskans, Nuver, Dim 3 Spirit and Kutum from these rolls, which shows that you can very easily get the boss weapons if you get lucky enough to roll the ones for your class. On this second week I spent less money because I did not buy mask and shoes like I did on the first week, so I spent a total of 78 million silver. There is also a third run, but it's not really that big. Basically, when my life scale character, my ranger, got its energy filled up to maximum, I did Night Vendor again with only 11 rolls. I only got blackstones out of it, so nothing special. Still, I spent 6.7 million silver, and now we can talk about the conclusion out of everything I spent, everything that I got, and if I made any profit. Before I discuss the conclusion, I would like to remind you that I personally don't enhance, so for me blackstones, shards, hards, all of those get sold on the marketplace. So for me what profit means is getting everything that I bought from the Night Vendor, selling all of it on the marketplace, getting the money back with a value pack, and see if what I got back gives me any profit compared to how much money I spent to buy those items. If you need to enhance or you just like to save up blackstones, shards and hards, obviously you can save them and maybe get some, make some profit value out of just simply the raw value of those items that you bought. So out of this small experiment that I made, turns out I did a total of 201 rolls at the night vendor. Again, I only spent 25 energy for each, not 50, but I spent the same amount of silver to buy the items, so without the event you would just simply have to wait 4 weeks to spend the exact same amount of energy, or just simply have more alts with a higher energy pool. Still, the total was 183 bought items, 18 skipped items, so if you are interested in some form of ratio, I would say I bought 90% of the items that I rolled and skipped about 10% of them, something like that. In terms of the loot table, you can see it on the screen with everything that I got, and also the marketplace prices that I will be using. I just used those at that time. The shards and the shards especially were not exactly that high in price because they dropped, but still selling everything to the marketplace, collecting the money back with a value pack, I made a total of 48.5 million silver profit. Again, this is from everything. On the previous video, I believe I talked about individual weeks profit, so here if you split that in half, it would be maybe 25 million silver profit per each week. In my case, it takes about 1 week to fill my energy to maximum, the 270 something that I have, and so about once a week I can spam all of my energy on the alts. This was during the event, so without it I would be able to do only half of the rolls, so out of those 25 millions I can estimate maybe 13 millions profit per week if I do this process outside of the event. So what can you take out of this video? Not much has changed. I mean, I just did this out of curiosity because I had the opportunity to do so many night vendor rolls. I was curious to see how many boss items I would get. In the end, I didn't roll a single Urgon shoes. Feels bad, it's probably the only item that I would ever buy, but still, these days you can get a lot of boss items from the night vendor, also a lot of accessories, but they are not really worth buying, and obviously a whole lot of blackstones. So that's the end of the video. I pretty much showed all I had to show, all I wanted to talk about. So thanks for watching, I hope you found this somewhat informational, useful. If you compare it to the previous video, you might see some differences, maybe not. Again, it will be linked up in case you are wondering what I got on the previous test. And yeah, I will see you guys in a different video. Stay happy and bye bye.